All right, how we doing, everybody? Right now, we are going to go into pace handicapping for the 2018 Belmont Stakes. Now, I'm expecting an honest pace in this race. We have one front runner, which is Justify. Then we have a few stalkers: Bravazzo, Gronkowski, Tenfold, and Noble Indy. We're expecting a fast track. The weather report looks to be sunny. Track should be fast. Usually, if the front runner is alone and he's the only front runner in a race, he can just run away with it. He can get ahead. The other ones can't catch him, and he'll move away, get the victory. That's what it's looking like set up, and that would mean that Justify would win the Triple Crown, and we would have Bravazzo, Tenfold, Noble Indy, and Gronkowski running somewhere behind him. Now, that is if we have an honest pace. I'm not sure we're really going to have that. These jockeys have faced this horse before. Other horses have faced this horse before. The trainers have faced this horse before in the Derby, the Preakness, and they know what Justify can do. You can't just let him take over the race. And I'm sure someone is going to say, hey, I'm not going to let this horse win it. I'm going after this victory for me, myself, and if he's going to win it, then he's going to have to beat me. Who's going to do that? If that happens, it's going to be one of the stalkers. So that would create a fast pace. If there's a fast pace, then I would expect Hofburg, Vino Rosso, or Blended Citizen to be able to win the race. Because if the pace is too fast, the front runners are going to get too tired, and those closers will close well on a fast pace and have a chance to win this race. Now, Justified may be able to still hang in there, but if the pace is too fast in this one on a fast track, I don't think he'll be able to handle it, honestly. And I think one of these other horses will creep in for the victory. Now, the other scenario is a slow pace. They're walking around the track. Everyone's afraid to get tired. That happens a lot in New York. Everyone that follows this knows that. It's the East Coast offense versus the West Coast offense, which is fast-paced and quick. In the East Coast, we're going to take it slow and grind it out on purpose. If we get that kind of a pace, which does happen in the Belmont Stakes from time to time, Justify will be, and that's if he's the leader and he's held back at a slow pace. Look, it takes just as much energy out of your horse to hold him back from the lead as it does to push him into a lead when he doesn't need to be there. So if you're choking your horse the whole race, it's going to take energy out of him. He wants to run freely. And if they do that, and if Mike Smith slows Justify down to 49 second half mile, 50 second half mile, 114 and 3/4 mile, then you're going to see one of these other horses that's used to running from the back and picking up the momentum later be more successful. So the pace is extremely slow. I'm looking for Bravazzo once again, and I'm looking for Tenfold, Ricardo Santana Jr., Luis Saez. They want to win this race. They've got something to prove. These other guys, Mike Smith, he's got his money. He's Big Money Mike. Big Money Mike has made his money. Even if he doesn't win this race, he's still on the Hall of Fame. He's still got lots of wins, lots of money. These other guys are going to look to get their name in the spotlight. That's what I really believe about this race. So I don't think anybody's going to let Justify do what he wants to do. So in the slow pace, I like Bravazzo and I like Tenfold. Now also, sometimes in these slow pace races, the other horses that ride too close behind the leader will choke their horses to death too, and they won't be able to run the stretch. So in that case, in the final stretch, you're looking at a horse like a Vino Rosso, who's going to ride off the pace. You've got Johnny Velasquez, knows the track very well. You've got Gronkowski. Watch him in that kind of situation. The pace is really slow. He's got breeding to go the distance. He's got a jockey that knows the track. He's not really bred for the dirt, but if the pace is really slow, that's not really going to matter, because the dirt's not really going to matter if you're not really running fast. The dirt's a big factor when you are taking it to the full max, and that's what makes the turf horses not really be able to hold up. So if there's a really slow pace, Gronkowski's going to be considered just as well as any of the rest of them. And then we're also going to have the number 10 Blended Citizen. Pace is really slow. Blended Citizen can definitely win this race. Definitely. He'll chill out, do his thing. And Kyle Frey, he's another guy that wants to get his name on the map. He's never won a really big race. So, Kyle Frey winning this race will get him lots of good mounts in the future. It will get him into a lot of great races in the future. Maybe transfer to a different track with more money involved. But he's looking to put his name on the map as well. And the slow pace is going to allow Blended Citizen to get in there. So that's what I think about the different possibilities with the pace handicapping. But the way I see it, Justify is going to jump out to the lead. And then following behind him, you're going to have Bravazzo. You're going to have Tenfold. We're going to have Noble Indy. And we're going to have Gronkowski following right behind him. And then the rest of them are going to fall into the back of the pack and pace it out and see what happens. So that's how I call the race coming out of the gate. It's all really up to Mike Smith, Bob Baffert, and Justify. How do they pace this race, in my opinion? If they pace it as an honest pace and they're not giving too much pressure, he should win the race, in my opinion. However, I don't think that's likely to happen. Somebody's likely to challenge him or try to do something strange to get him off his game because they want to win this race instead of him. So you might get a pace that is too fast. I don't expect a pace that's too slow because Mike Smith really knows better. He's not going to choke his horse, I don't think. I think he's just going to let his horse run the race. If the other horse don't want to run, he's going to be like, fine, I'll run my horse, and you guys don't run if you want to. That's up to you. So we may have a fast pace or an honest pace, I think. I really don't think we're going to get a slow pace in this race, even though it is the Belmont Stakes and they tend to run slow. I don't think that's going to be the case this year. In a fast pace scenario, though, I would look for Hofberg, I would look for Vino Rosso, and I would look for a Blended Citizen. Those horses are going to be poised to win a race when the pace is too fast. So coming up, I'll have some picks and I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner. I always like to pick a winner. Got to go with one horse to win it. So I'm going to go ahead and pick a winner, and I'm going to come up with some picks for some exotics, tries and supers, and some horses that would be good across the board. I've pretty much given it out now, but we don't really know. The odds are very likely to change in this race. Very likely to change. I don't like the morning odds at all. I think they're bogus. Justify at 4 to 5. I think he's going to go down from that. I don't think he's going to go all the way down to like a 1 to 9, but he's going to go down from that, I think. I think some of these other horses, like Tenfold and Bravazzo's odds are going to go down as well, which will drive the odds up on some of these other horses. Blended Citizen, I expect his odds to go up because the general public isn't going to go with it. I expect Gronkowski, his odds are already too low, I think. His odds may go even lower because of the name of the horse. Now, that being said, I'm going to go ahead and let you go for now. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos. And we will see you next time with the picks for the 2018 Belmont Stakes. Thank you again.